Hi, this is week three's video for Knowledge November, and we've been looking at the issue of causation and the employee being able to show that whatever they say the employer has done wrong has triggered them to react to that, and they are leaving because of that. Now, if you've got evidence that shows that might not be the case, then that may well be their undoing. So a classic example would be where the employee already had another job lined up, because that will show that they didn't necessarily resign because of what they say you've done wrong, but because they were leaving anyway. So any evidence of discussions with a third party would be useful for you to know about, and particularly relevant if the restrictive covenants in an employee's contract are going to be relevant. So quite often employees who want to get themselves out of their restrictive covenants will have cottoned on to the idea that if they can say that you've breached the contract's fallen away at that point, or when they accept that you've breached the contract, and therefore you will not be able to rely on the restrictive covenants anymore, which might free them up to go and work for another employer, or to undertake activities which they wouldn't otherwise have been able to do. So that's one area that you need to keep your eye out for. In terms of the value of somebody's potential claim, obviously if they have got another job, they may well be mitigating a considerable amount of their losses, if not entirely. Obviously, if they've got a more valuable package in the new job, then they won't have any losses. If they're being paid less, then there may be a gap that we are talking about plugging. But it's always really useful to know if the employee is working, because it will dramatically potentially reduce the value of their claim. Something that often comes as a bit of a shock to employees when they're asking questions about this area is that you don't get any injury to feelings award for a constructively unfair dismissal. You have to get yourself into discrimination territory, personal injury territory, in order to be able to claim that. So that again can dramatically reduce the value of somebody's claim. Next week, we'll be looking at the issue of when somebody reacts to the breach. How long is the piece of string in terms of how long do they get to react? What are the rules around that issue? So that will be next week's video.